Hey, all of you huge amount of fans out there. I have pretty good video for you. I want to make ad lib based on my experience with San Francisco. I want to help you make good decision on whether you would ever want to visit there, how to visit there, where to go, what to do, how to save money, maybe even about living there. Let's start out with living there. Who would want to live there? You would have to be, well, I want to say crazy, but maybe not. The sane people who would want to live in San Francisco would be those who are mega rich and they're just extremely social and I'm not sure. Let me clean my lens here just a second. Okay. Um, it's mega crowded. You'd have to be really extraordinarily social and or have a really great job lined up in San Francisco. You would need to make a pretty good 200,000 or more a year to be successful in San Francisco, um, with some purchasing power to buy a small house or something, or a townhouse. Um, you would have to have a special personality. Even if you got the good job, you still have to really have a high tolerance of crowds and um, traffic problems, dealing with some crime here and there. So San Francisco, okay, I've been in there, been in and out of there over the past 30 years, once in a while, but recently, especially recently here in October 2019, quite a bit. A lot of experience in San Francisco. And so, all right. I'm pretty tired, but I want to do this video while I still have all this on my mind and I still have sort of a mind left. Okay, San Francisco. Oh boy. Um, where do I begin? All right. Do you want to live there? Have a really great job lined up. If you don't like a lot of people and you just want to make a quick buck and you got a job lined up, have at it. You got family there, maybe a reason to live there, someone to smooch off of, to live there cheap or free. That would be a good incentive to live there. Well, other than that, I would generally recommend don't even think about moving there, not even to rent, don't buy. Doesn't make any sense if you don't have an extraordinary reason to move to San Francisco. The reason, I know there are some benefits there. All right, let's look at the benefits. Location, kind of in the middle of California. You might consider that a benefit. Um, Pleasant weather compared to most places, but not perfect. It does get cold at night. There's lots of um, fog sometimes. It rains a lot sometimes. It can be cold during the day too. It can be hot during the day. Um, I guess I'll just mix the pros and cons. There can be terrible air quality. Um, it's scenic, but the water is filthy. The bay water is really filthy. It looks pretty, but it's dirty. You don't want to swim in it. You have the ocean on this side, which I don't have much experience on that side yet over there. I do in other places in California, but not right there. Um, Lots of danger, huge danger. Uh, the big reason why I don't recommend moving there, even if you have a lot of money, it's a very old design. And so it's, I mean, it does have some bike lanes and a lot of electric transit and clean energy transit, but it's generally very filthy. Way too much petro transit still, extremely crowded, very difficult to find parking, very rough roads, very poorly marked roads, very dangerous roads, very dangerous drivers, very dangerous pedestrians, which aren't going to hurt you, but you can hurt them, and then they're going to hurt you with a lawsuit or something. Um, uh, it's extremely heavy with pedestrians, and then there's some weird things where, for example, you're wanting to, well, do anything, go straight, turn right, turn left, and then you got the green light. So do they. So you clash right in the middle. You're looking at each other like, "What are you doing? I got the thing says I could walk," and then you're driving and saying, "Well, I got the green light." So of course you do yield to the pedestrian, but I'm just saying, at night they could be dressed in black and they have the go to cross the road, and you can hardly see them. You could kill somebody in San Francisco pretty easy if you don't have experience in such a hostile driving environment, and it's extremely hilly. I don't know why the hell anybody would want to develop. And you know what? Let me back up. Um, this really shouldn't be developed. You know what? Most of California shouldn't be developed like it is. And the reason is because of the ecosystem environment. You know what was here before? This state had, you know what the state animal is I think it's a grizzly bear. There is no wild grizzly bear, not one in California. They're extinct. There are some in the zoos, but in the wild they are extinct. They were native until the white man came and slaughtered them all. There were lots of elk all over the place until the white man slaughtered almost all of them and left a tiny patch, and now they're making a slow comeback here and there. But this used to be actually owned by Native Americans, grizzly bears, and elk, and it wasn't a concrete jungle. Um, Also, there's climate change that's going to cause some very big problems in San Francisco. No, the water won't breach the shore level in most places, but the surge will breach because although the water line will still be look like, oh, okay, we still have 5 meters and to play with, but you don't, because when there's a rising tide and waves, then that's going to be a big problem. Um, let's see. Oh, lots to do in San Francisco. They do have free transit. It's called the Presidio, Presidio around the park. Um, I can't make any sense of it. I've studied it, and it's too complicated even for me. I wanted to ride a bus around the city. It's free and green, um, but I couldn't figure it out, and it's limited. There's huge delays. They even have an app where you can uh, you can tell when your bus is coming. I may figure it out later on. I don't know. For now, I'm just driving around because I have a 20-foot camper van, which is the ultimate tool to get around San Francisco. A camper van, that is king in this town. You can park it anywhere. You can go to take a nap. You can sleep overnight. You don't have to worry about hotels. There are no campgrounds uh, around our Alameda. That's where I like to hang around the most in my camper van. These four places here I like to sleep at night, and then there's Anytime Fitness for my shower. But then I have to cross the bridge. Now the bridge charges anywhere from $5 to $8 only when you're going into San Francisco. When you come back out, you don't pay. Same thing with the Golden Gate Bridge right here. You pay $5 to $8 only when you're going into town. Um, these two bridges are pretty awesome, and so I can see why they have to charge a fee. Okay, so there are some places to overnight park for free that I found. Um, I don't want to share it with everybody yet until I leave, so I'm not going to zoom in on that. Alcatraz, let's see here. Alcatraz, you can see very clearly anytime you're walking along over in here. And let me give you some tips here. Um, yeah, so there's very high braking risk in all this area here. So in my case, I have side window covers so they can't look in and see, and they will have to assume there's somebody in there. Arlo, that's one of my cameras, one of several cameras I have. Like I said, watch out for the pedestrians. So with my Arlo camera, I can have it send me an alert anytime there is a disturbing sound, or if there's motion, or even temperature, extreme temperature or humidity change in the vehicle, which would be useful for a pet. It will sound an alert. There's Fleet Week, which I just saw for 2 consecutive days early in October. And what that is it focuses on this area over here. Treasure Island will be shut off. And so over here, um, there's lots of military stuff, and you can park over here for free in the uh, Cassidy, no, Chrissy parking area. All this is free. I think even during a weekday you can park for free. I do recommend walk out to see the wave organ and read about it and put your ear up to it. Basically a PVC pipe going onto the shore so you can hear the ocean wave in a different way. Free parking all in here. If you're going to go to the air show, to get the free parking, you need to arrive by 10 a.m. because after 10 or 11 a.m., you won't get any parking anywhere in this whole area. It's very expensive to park over here around Pier 39. Pier 39 is the pretty much the heart of, I guess, all of California, really. Pier 39, that's more like a shopping area. You have some what are they called? Not harbor seals, not walruses, but you have sea lions. Yeah, sea lion viewing area. And so they're just on some docks out in the water, and they make some interesting sounds. That's cool. Now, when they had the Fleet Week, I parked at night over here, and then I went out to this Pier 39, and it's not that big of a deal. You don't have to go there like everybody says. But when they had Fleet Week, they did have the USS Zumwalt or Zumlaut ship, the $5 billion Navy ship. You're not going to get real close to it, but it's that really stealth Navy ship that costs more than any other weapon in the world. It's pretty neat to look at it. Yes, I'm the politician who says the military should be reduced by 5% per year, but I still like to look at this stuff while it exists. It's pretty fascinating to look at it since we already have it. Um, Oh yeah, still continuing with Fleet Week. They have the Navy Blue Angels fly over, as well as I think it's an X-32 or something like that. It's a $100 million jet that does a bunch of tricks in the air, and they're really good at it. They sure do pollute a lot too, but that's what they think is our priority. So here's, well, it's not that simple. It's national defense. Um, Another freebie, you can come into, oh, the Botanical Garden. If you arrive before 9 a.m., you get free admission, but the tours are at 1:30, so you'd have to pay, I think it's $9 admission. Parking, you better arrive before uh, before 9 a.m. If you try to get here in this whole area, this almost anywhere in San Francisco, especially this area here, where where some major museums are, and California Academy of Sciences is my favorite museum of all. Period. Um, to get parking around here, you better get your hiney in here before 9 a.m. and find a free parking spot. You can get free parking all along this road here, MLK Junior Drive. I think many on JFK. If not, then Fulton and Lincoln. There's parking there. There may be some meters. Now, if you want to park right up to this thing here, you're going to have to probably pay quite a bit. And I think they have an expensive parking garage. But it's not that big of a walk if you're on Martin Luther King Drive to walk from there to the museums. So I recommend, just like I do, some of the biggest tourist attractions in the country, like Yellowstone National Park, get there damn early. Um, and for some of you that might be difficult if you're staying in a hotel, but for me in a camper van, I can camp nearby here on a city street if I can find a level spot to park. A lot of this is very, very hilly. So, um, bah, bah, bah. I'm going to have to put this on pause for a second so I can think about what else we can talk about here. Um, oh, yeah. One thing I was really surprised about is San Francisco, and actually California, largely in general. It's a facade regarding environmental responsibility. I'm stunned. I mean, just today, October 13th, 2019, you would think they'd have their recycling shit together by now, but they don't. So I was at why can't I ever remember the name of that? Crissy Field parking area, um, and they have lots of trash cans, also, where one trash can will say landfill, one will say trash. I guess it should be the same thing, right? And then one will say something like recyclables. And I saw a official park, uh, I think it's National Park controls this area, or maybe city rangers. I think city in this area, and then national over here. So it was, anyway, it was a worker took the trash bag out for the trash, and then took the trash bag out for recycling, and emptied the contents in with the trash, and then put the bag in recycling and close the lid. And I asked him, um, "What's up?" Because I thought we're supposed to put the recyclables over here, and he said, "Oh, they sort it." And I was like, "Well, really?" It's hard to believe. He didn't give me much of an explanation about it. To my surprise, I actually find people pretty intro or cliquish, very cliquish. People are not very. I didn't make any new friends. Now I had some conversations for a short time that were leading towards friendship if I really wanted to push it. Um, Let me jump over. I'm a guy. Women are not outgoing here. I think they used to be. This city goes through changes every so often. I don't even see homeless bums that much here anymore, or people. You know, I've seen them, but I think October 2019, I didn't see very many. I went downtown. I was all over the place, Chinatown, all this stuff. I even walked all around Pier 39. I didn't see. Uh, anything, really any suspicious people or crime or anything, but I sure kept an eye on my camera system while I was my remote camera through the cell phone while I was walking around. And one time it sent me an alarm that said there was a noise disturbance, and I thought, oh shit, somebody probably broke in or something. And I went to look at the camera, and I had the setting to record anytime there's something suspicious, which I learned is a mistake because I have many other cameras that do that job that don't uh, uh, upload on the internet. So with my internet camera that uploads when I tell it to record a video when there's something suspicious, what that does is it bottlenecks my router with data, and so, excuse me, I can't log in to view what's going on because it's recording and uploading that to the cloud. And so I couldn't see what was going on, and I panicked and I ran to my vehicle, and I was even going to call 911 because I just can't have a break-in. And when I got to the vehicle, there was no problem. But what there was some ghetto vehicle driving by with a boombox vibrating every car that it went by, and that triggered my alarm, and that was scary. And also, when I ran that half mile, when I sprinted that half mile, I was out of breath, and that was an indication that I need to get back into cardio shape. I've been driving way too much. I need to get back. I'm at Planet Fitness right now, so I'll probably work out there a little bit before I take a shower, but I wanted to do a new video first.